Hi everyone, in this video we are going to discuss isocline method for construction of phase trajectory. Very important theory part and they may ask problem based on this. Problems also as you are doing theory part, no, say similarly we have to solve the problems based on isocline method. Very important topic. Here they are considering a state equation for the second order system. There are two equations, state equations x1 dot and x2 dot. So x1 dot is the first function, that is f1. Second is f2 function, that is f1 is equal to x1 dot, f2 is equal to x2 dot, like that. Okay. So here f1 is a function of x1 and x2. Second function is also it is having a x1 and x2 variables. Okay. So here they have taken this example for second order system. So as they have done previous previous video discussed that we have to write the phase plane graph, that is by using the equation. How to write the equations? So two state variables, two state equations. Okay, from the two state equations write the dx2 by dx1. This is common step for every phase plane method. Okay, so we have to do dx2 by dx1. So this is nothing but a slope. Here there are two terms of the second order system. So dx2 by dx1 is equal to what? F2 by f1. So we have taken here this is the slope, that is denoted by m. Okay. See here the point x1 and x2 of the phase plane has with it associated slope of the trajectory except at the singular point. Okay, dx2 by dx1 is equal to m. Therefore f2 is equal to what? M into f1. So for the first trajectory we have to take m1, for the second trajectory m2 for x1 and x2 values. So here they have taken delta x1 by delta t, nothing but dx1 by dt. Okay, dx1 by dt, it is a function of f1. So dx1 is equal to f1 of x1 comma x2 into dt. Similarly, they have written for the second function also. See here, this is the what they have mentioned here, slope of this. For different slope we will get the different isoclines. Okay, what it means the isocline, what is the meaning of isocline? Just to see this graph you will get the clear picture of the isocline word. See, the isoclines are the nothing but the lines. Okay, see, these are the what? Lines in the phase plane. This is your total graph is phase plane. X1 one axis and x2 is the another axis. This is your phase plane. So in the phase plane, isoclines are the lines to the slopes. Okay, this is the what? Slope of the first slope m1. Okay, first slope m1. There is a isocline here. First isocline. Okay. So in order to construct the phase trajectory, it is necessary to integrate the slope equation. So it is very difficult except for the simple cases. So here this is the one phase portrait, second phase portrait, third, okay, fourth, like this. So each slope is m1, m2, m3. Each slope will give the one isocline. Okay, this is total is what? Phase plane. Is it clear? So for this graph, they have taken one simple example. You can take any example, no problem. ಇದನ್ನೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ನೆನಪು practice ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, by heart ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, no need to do. Okay, you can give any example. Second order example. Okay, d square y by dt square plus alpha divided by dt plus beta y is equal to u. Means y dot, y double dot. You can take any constant is equal to input. Usual input here we are taking as a 0 value. Therefore, replace all y term into our variables. After that variables, write the state equations. Okay, then you have to write the slope. Okay, this is what dx2 by dx1 is equal to slope. You have to go up to this one. So here y is x1 and this is x2 and this is x2 dot. So from this equation you can write x2 dot is equal to, here y is equal to x1, x2 is equal to y dot. Okay, x2 dot from the given equation x dot. Therefore x1 dot is equal to x2, x2 dot is equal to from the given equation. So after that do it here dx2 by dx1. dx2 by dx1 will get this equation. So this is nothing but m. Okay, slope m. So here you can substitute, you take x1 or x2 here. X2 is equal to, rearrange this equation, x2 is equal to, so put here x1 value, you will x m1, you will get x2, then for different m2 you will get different x2. Like this you have to draw the isocline. This is the isocline equations. For the trajectory slopes m1, m2, m3 up to n numbers infinity, you can take the corresponding isocline equations. They have written here. For m1, you can take any values. m1 you will get x2. For m2, x2, m3, x2. Okay. So for different slopes, you will get the different isocline equations. So these equations they have drawn here in this graph. Okay. So this is the what graph. Right. So each slope gives the each isocline from the equation. From the given initial conditions, the starting point is O. Starting point is O. Okay, that is first slope M1, which is the point on the isocline 1. This is the point on the isocline 1, corresponding to slope M1. The phase trajectory which is drawn from the point on the isocline whose slope is M1. The phase trajectory which is drawn from the point O on the isocline, that is whose slope is m1, to that having the slope m2 is the straight line, that is OP is the straight line. So the average of this is m1 and m2 is m1 plus m2 divided by 2. This line intersects isocline 2 at a point P which has a slope m2. Okay, so thus we get the line segment OP. The procedure is continued at the point P to get subsequent line segments PQ, QR and so on. Okay, see here, this is the what phase plane, isocline slopes they have mentioned for the second order system. Okay, again they have taken one more example. Or just in exam you can give only one example. Enough. They have considered one more example, that is undamped second order system. Undamped system. This derivation already are done in the control system subject. That is s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square is equal to 0, like that. Okay. So here d square over t square dy by dt y. So this is the y and this is this is x1 and this is x2 and this is x2 dot. From this equation write x2 dot. Okay, just you have to replace x variables and equations here. X1 is equal to y, x2 is equal to y dot, x1 dot is equal to x2, x2 dot is equal to from the equation. Okay, and here they have taken omega n is equal to 1, that is zeta condition they have taken here 0. Zeta condition is 0. Substitute here zeta, il substitute as 0 agata. Okay, this term becomes 0. Remaining is only what? D square y by dt square plus omega n square y of t. Two terms are there. Okay, then x1 dot x2 dot admela x2 dx2 by dx1 ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, that is our slope. Okay. For this equation, second order system, for the zeta condition, you will get like this. Okay, graph phase plane is like this. Okay, you can give example and constants you can just notify in the figures. This is the what isocline method.